Is there a quiet ache in your heart? A silent knowing that the vibrant tapestry of life, the one you once marveled at, has somehow lost its luster, its vivid hues now muted, almost gray? Perhaps it's a weariness that settles deep in your bones, a feeling of just going through the motions, while a part of you, a vital part, remembers a time when your spirit felt more alive, more engaged, more in love with the sheer miracle of being. You're not alone in this hushed room of disenchantment. So many of us walk this path, carrying this unspoken burden, wondering if the music will ever play again with its original sweetness. But what if I told you that within the profound, often challenging wisdom of Carl Jung, there lies a thought, a single, powerful shift in perspective, so potent it can act like a key, turning in the lock of a forgotten door within your own soul. A door that opens back onto a world you can love, truly love, once more. This isn't about naive optimism or ignoring life's harsh realities. It's about discovering a hidden spring of resilience, meaning, and yes, love for life, that Jung believed resides within each of us, often buried beneath layers of disappointment or unexamined pain. Are you ready to find that spring? Why does the heart grow heavy? Why does that vibrant love for life, once so natural, sometimes seem to wither on the vine? Carl Jung, with his profound empathy for the human condition, understood that this fading often begins when we stop listening to the deepest parts of ourselves, when we forget the ancient, subtle language of our own soul. We live in a world that relentlessly pulls our gaze outwards, towards achievement, towards others' expectations, towards the glittering, often hollow promises of external validation. And in this outward rush, the quiet whispers of our inner being, the unique music of our individual soul, can become drowned out, ignored, eventually forgotten. Jung taught that the soul has its own life, its own needs, its own profound wisdom, expressed not in the clear logic of the everyday mind, but through the evocative language of dreams, symbols, deep feelings, and those inexplicable longings that stir in our quietest moments. When this inner wellspring is neglected, when we become deaf to its calls, a kind of spiritual malnourishment sets in. We may have all the trappings of a good life, yet feel a persistent emptiness, a gnawing sense of being adrift, a feeling that we are living someone else's script. Our energy, our very libido in its broadest sense, seems to seep away, leaving us parched, even amidst abundance. This isn't a failing. It's a profound signal. It's the soul's desperate cry for attention, for reconnection. And it is here, in this often painful awareness of disconnection, that Jung extends his most crucial invitation: to turn around, to journey inwards, to have the immense courage to listen once more to that forgotten language. For he knew that the path to rekindling our love for life doesn't start out there, but deep within the sacred, often shadowed chambers of our own hearts. As we heed Jung's call to venture inward, away from the distracting clamor of the external, we inevitably encounter a realm he termed the shadow. This isn't a place of pure evil, as some might fear, but rather the hidden landscape of our own disowned selves, the parts of us we deemed too messy, too intense, too vulnerable, or too unacceptable for the bright light of our conscious persona. It holds our repressed fears, yes, but also our buried talents, our stifled passions, our forgotten dreams, our raw, untamed life force. And here lies a profound, life-altering truth, a cornerstone of the thought that can make you love life again. Within your deepest shadows lies your brightest gold. So much of our precious energy, our vitality, is consumed in the exhausting, lifelong effort of keeping these aspects locked away, of maintaining the pristine facade. We build walls, we deny, we project, and all the while, a significant portion of our very essence remains imprisoned, unavailable to us. But Jung tells us that the path to rekindling our love for life isn't about strengthening these inner prisons, nor is it about achieving some sterile ideal of perfection. It is about the courageous, often tender act of embracing our whole self. It's about having the heart to turn towards those rejected fragments, to understand their story, their pain, their unfulfilled longing. When we dare to illuminate our shadows with compassion and acceptance, we begin to reclaim the immense energy trapped there. It's like finding lost pieces of our soul. This integration doesn't make us darker, it makes us whole. And in that wholeness, that raw authenticity, a powerful vitality is reborn. The love for life, so often diminished by self-rejection and internal conflict, begins to flow again, sourced from the very depths we once feared to explore. Our journey into the soul's depths, into the reclamation of our shadows, inevitably brings us face to face with another profound truth: the reality of our wounds, the undeniable presence of suffering in the human experience. We all carry scars, some visible, many hidden deep within, each a testament to battles fought, losses endured, hearts broken. And the question that so often haunts these wounded places is, why? Why this pain? Why this struggle? Carl Jung offered a transformative perspective on this. He suggested that much of our deepest psychological suffering, our neurosis, is often suffering that has not yet found its meaning. It is the meaningless ache that crushes the spirit. But what if the wound itself, the very source of our deepest pain, also holds the key to its own healing, and beyond that, to a richer, more profound love for life? What if your wound is not a pit of despair, but a wellspring waiting to be discovered? The experiences that have wounded us most deeply often carve within us a unique capacity for understanding, a specific kind of wisdom. They shape our sensitivities, attune us to particular frequencies of life, and can, if we allow them, become our most potent teachers. When we dare to approach our suffering not as a cruel cosmic joke, but as a sacred messenger, when we courageously ask what it has come to teach us about ourselves, about life, about what truly matters, something shifts. The pain doesn't necessarily vanish, but its quality changes. It becomes infused with purpose. We begin to see that these broken places can be where the light enters, where empathy is born, where our unique strengths are forged. The thought that helps us love life again blossoms here, realizing that our suffering, when met with conscious embrace and a search for meaning, can transform us, connecting us more deeply to our own resilience, to our shared humanity, and to the precious, imperfect beauty of an existence that is lovable not in spite of its scars, but because of the depth they have etched into our very being. As we begin to listen to our soul's forgotten language, embrace our shadows, and find meaning even in our wounds, we embark upon what Carl Jung considered the central task of human life: the journey of individuation. This is the profound, lifelong unfolding of becoming your most authentic, complete self, not a perfect self, but a whole self. It is the courageous path of differentiating yourself from the collective, of shedding the ill-fitting masks and expectations, and of allowing the unique blueprint of your soul to blossom. And here, my friends, lies the very heart of the thought that can make you love life again. The deep, resonant knowing that your life is this sacred, unrepeatable journey towards becoming fully who you are meant to be. This isn't about achieving some external marker of success or conforming to an ideal. It's about the brave and often messy process of integrating all that you are, your light and your shadow, your strengths and your vulnerabilities, your joys and your sorrows. It's about listening to that quiet inner voice, that authentic impulse that guides you towards your own unique expression in the world. This path of individuation is rarely straight or easy. It demands immense courage to face the unknown within, to sometimes stand apart from the crowd, to honor your own truth even when it feels terrifying. But it is in this very striving, this committed engagement with your own becoming, that life reclaims its vibrant color, its profound meaning, its capacity to be loved.
For when you are living in alignment with your deepest self, even the challenges become part of a sacred dance, and every step, however small, feels imbued with purpose and a quiet, resilient joy.
Embracing the path of individuation, learning to see the treasure in our shadows and the wisdom in our wounds, begins to rekindle that precious fire, our love for life. But this flame, once reignited, needs tender, conscious nurturing to burn brightly amidst the winds of the everyday. Carl Jung's work, while deeply complex, offers us gentle yet powerful ways to keep this inner hearth warm. It begins with honoring your inner world as sacred territory. Consider paying gentle attention to your dreams, those nightly emissaries from your unconscious. Jung saw them not as random noise, but as vital dialogues with the self, rich with symbols and guidance. Perhaps explore journaling, not just as a record of events, but as a space to converse with your feelings, to explore the images that arise from your depths, a simple form of what Jung called active imagination. Allow yourself to engage in creative expression in whatever form calls to you: painting, writing, music, gardening, crafting. Creativity is the life force made manifest, a direct line to the soul's vitality. Seek moments of deep connection with nature, for Jung understood that the natural world mirrors our own inner wilderness and connects us to something ancient and whole. And cultivate a curiosity for symbols and stories, the myths and archetypes that speak of the universal human journey. They often illuminate our own. More than any single technique, it is about fostering a consistent, compassionate attentiveness to your own inner experience. It's about valuing what arises from within as much as what comes from without. This ongoing dialogue, this nurturing of your soul's language, is how you actively participate in keeping your love for life not just alive, but vibrant, resilient, and ever-deepening. We began this journey together acknowledging that quiet, sometimes profound ache when life's colors seem to fade. We sought a thought, a spark from Carl Jung's deep well of wisdom that could help us love life again. And what we've discovered is perhaps not a single simple thought, but a luminous constellation of them. A profound understanding that the path to rekindling that love lies not in changing the world, but in courageously journeying within. It is the thought that listening to the forgotten language of your soul holds the map to your lost vitality. It is the understanding that the treasure you seek is often hidden in the very shadows you fear to explore. It is the profound realization that your deepest wounds can become wellsprings of meaning and unique purpose. And ultimately, it is the life-affirming truth that embracing your unique, imperfect, and ongoing journey of individuation, becoming wholly and authentically yourself, is the most potent way to fall deeply, resiliently in love with life. This isn't about finding a life free from pain or challenge, but about discovering a love for existence that is strong enough to hold all of it, the darkness and the light. The power to love life again isn't an external gift. It is an internal capacity, a fire that can be rekindled through awareness, courage, and a compassionate commitment to your own soul's unfolding. May you carry this understanding not as a fleeting idea, but as a living flame within your heart, illuminating your path and reminding you always of the profound, enduring beauty of your own precious life. If this journey into the heart of Jung's wisdom has touched your soul and sparked a renewed sense of hope, let this feeling be the beginning. What specific insight or thought from our exploration will you carry with you as you nurture your love for life? Share your reflections, your moments of resonance in the comments below. Your story can be a beacon for others in their own quiet rooms of disenchantment. If this message has the power to rekindle even a small flame in another heart, please share this video. And to continue this sacred journey of self-discovery, healing, and finding profound meaning with us, subscribe. Let us together cultivate a life we can truly, deeply love.